Chapter 1, Data Management Introduction. Many organizations recognize that their data is a vital enterprise asset. Data and information can give them insight about their customers, products, and services. It can help them innovate and reach strategic goals. Despite that recognition, few organizations actively manage data as an asset from which they can derive ongoing value. Deriving value from data does not happen in a vacuum or by accident. It requires intention, planning, coordination, and commitment. It requires management and leadership. Data management is the development, execution, and the supervision of planned policy programs and practices that deliver, control, protect, and enhance the value of data and information assets throughout their life cycles. A data management professional is a person who works in any facet of data management, from technical management of data throughout its life cycle to ensuring the data is properly utilized and leveraged. To meet the strategic goals, to meet strategic organizational goals, data management professionals fill numerous roles, from the highly technical, for example, database administrators, network administrator programmers, to strategic business, data stewards, data strategists, chief data officers. Data management activities are wide-ranging. They include everything from the ability to make the consistent decisions about how to get strategic value from data, to the technical deployment and performance of databases. Thus, data management requires both technical and non-technical business skills. Responsibility for managing data must be shared between business and information technology roles, and people in both areas must be able to collaborate and to ensure an organization has high-quality data that meets its strategic needs. Data and information are not just assets in the sense that organizations invest in them in order to derive future value. Data and information are also vital to the day-to-day operation of most organizations. They have been called the currency of the lifeblood and even the new oil of the information economy. Whether or not an organization gets value from its analytics, it cannot even transact business without data. To support the data management professionals who carry out the work, DAMA International, the Data Management Association, has produced this book, the second edition of the DAMA Guide to the Data Management Body of Knowledge, DAMABOK. This edition builds on the first one, published in 2009, which provided foundational knowledge on which to build as the profession advanced and matured. This chapter outlines a set of principles for data management. It discusses challenges related to following those principles and suggests approaches for meeting these challenges. The chapter also describes the data management framework, which provides the context for the work carried out by the data management professional within various data management knowledge areas. 1.1 Business drivers. Information and knowledge hold the key to competitive advantage. Organizations that have reliable, high-quality data about their customers, products, services, and operations can make better decisions than those without data or with unreliable data. Failure to manage data is similar to failure to manage capital. It results in waste and a lost opportunity. The primary driver for data management is to enable organizations to get value from their data assets, just as effective management of financial and physical assets enables organizations to get value from those assets. 1.2 goals. Within an organization, data management goals include understanding and supporting the information needs of the enterprise and its stakeholders, including customer, employees, and business partners. Capturing, storing, protecting, and ensuring the integrity of data assets. Ensuring the quality of data and information. Ensuring the privacy and confidentiality of stakeholder data. Preventing unauthorized and inappropriate access, manipulation, or use of data and information. Ensuring data can be used effectively to add value to the enterprise. Two essential concepts. 2.1 Data. Long-standing definitions of data emphasize its role in representing facts about the world. In relation to information technology, data is also understood as information that has been stored in digital form. Through data is not limited to information that has been digitized, and data management principles applied to data capture on paper as well as in databases. Still, because today we can capture so much information electronically, we call many things data that would not have been called data in earlier times, like names, addresses, birth date, what one ate for dinner on Saturday, the most recent book one purchased. Such facts about individual people can be aggregated, analyzed, and used to make a profit, improve health, or influence public policy. Moreover, our technical capacity to measure a wide range of events and activities, from the repercussions of the Big Bang to our own heartbeats, and to collect, store, and analyze electronic versions of things that were not previously thought of as data. Videos, pictures, sound recordings, documents is close to surpassing our ability to synthesize this data into usable information, to take advantage of the variety of data without being overwhelmed by its volume and velocity requires reliable, extensive data management practices. Most people assume that because data represents facts, it is a form of truth about the world and that the facts will fit together. But facts are not always simple or straightforward. Data is a means of representation. It stands for things other than itself. Data is both an interpretation of the objects it represents and an object that must be interpreted. This is another way of saying that we need context for data to be meaningful. Context can be thought of as data's representational system. Such a system includes a common vocabulary and a set of relationships between components. If we know the conventions of such a system, then we can interpret the data within it. These conventions are often documented in a specific kinds of data referred to as metadata. However, because people often make different choices about how to represent concepts, they create different ways of representing the same concepts. From these choices, data takes on different shapes. Think of the range of ways we have to represent calendar dates, a concept about which there is an agreed-to definition. Now consider more complex concepts, such as customer or product, where the granularity and level of detail of what needs to be represented is not always self-evident, and the process of representation grows more complex, as does the process of managing the information over time. Even within a single organization, there are often multiple ways of representing the same idea. Hence, the need for data architecture, modeling, governance, stewardship, and metadata, and data quality management, all of which help people understand and use data. Across organizations, the problem of multiplicity multiplies. Hence, the need for industry-level data standards that can be more consistent, can bring more consistency to data. Organizations have always needed to manage their data, but changes in technology have expanded the scope of this management need as they have changed people's understanding of what data is. These changes have enabled organizations to use data in new ways to create products, share information, create knowledge, and improving organizational success. But the rapid growth of technology and with it human capacity to produce, capture, and mine data for meaning has intensified the need to manage data effectively. 2.2 Data and information. Much ink has been spilled over the relationship between data and information. Data has been called the raw material of information. Information has been called data in context. Often a layer pyramid is used to describe the relationship between data at the base, information, knowledge, and wisdom at the very top. While the pyramid can be helpful in describing why data needs to be well managed, this representation presents several challenges for data management. It is based on the assumption that data simply exists, but data does not simply exist. Data has to be created. By describing a linear sequence from data through wisdom, it fails to recognize that it takes knowledge to create data in the first place. It implies that data and information are separate things, when in reality the two concepts are intertwined with and dependent on each other. Data is a form of information, and information is a form of data. Within an organization, it may be helpful to draw a line between information and data for purposes of clear communication about the requirements and expectation of different uses by different stakeholders. Here is a sales report for the last quarter information. It is based on data from our data warehouse data. Next quarter, the results data will be used to generate our quarter-over-quarter performance measures information. Recognizing data and information need to be prepared for different purposes drives home a central tenet of data management. Both data and information need to be managed. Both will be higher quality if they are managed together with users and customer requirements in mind. Throughout the DAMABOK, the terms will be used interchangeably. 2.3 Data as an organizational asset. An asset is an economic resource that can be owned or controlled and that holds or produces value. Assets can be converted to money. Data is widely recognized as an enterprise asset, though understanding of what it means to manage data as an asset is still evolving. In the early 1990s, some organizations found it questionable whether the value of goodwill should be given a monetary value. Now, the value of goodwill commonly shows up as an item on the profit and loss statement. Similarly, while not universally adopted, monetization of data is becoming increasingly common. It will not be too long before we see this as a feature of profit and loss. Today's organizations rely on their data assets to make more effective decisions and operate more efficiently. Businesses use data to understand their customers, creating products and services, and improve operational efficiency by cutting costs and controlling risks. Government agencies, educational institutions, and not-for-profit organizations also need high-quality data to guide their operational, tactical, and strategic activities. As organizations increasingly depend on data, the value of data assets can be more clearly established. Many organizations identify themselves as data-driven. Businesses aiming to stay competitive must stop making decisions based on gut feelings or instincts and instead use event triggers and apply analytics to get actionable insight. Being data-driven includes the recognition that data must be managed efficiently and with professional discipline through a partnership of business leadership and technical expertise. Furthermore, the pace of business today means that change is no longer optional. Digital disruption is the norm. To react to this, business must co-create information solutions with technical data professionals working alongside line of business counterparts. They must plan for how to obtain and manage data that they know they need to support business strategy. They must also position themselves to take advantage of opportunities to leverage data in new ways.